Hi everybody, this is Liam from the internet and a few other places, and this is
Greg, also from the internet and several other places.
Yes, and today we are going to be talking about how to hire a remote content writer / blogger. And I'm actually have Greg kind of run this process because, to be honest with you, I don't really know this process that well. It's more Greg's department where he's connected to being the editor of the blog.
The first thing I want to let you know is that you're not going to want to hire a full-time blogger or content marketer because they tend to burn out quickly. So if they're writing about your topic every day, all day, that gets boring for them. So what you want to do is you want to go into this with the mindset that you're going to hire a contractor or freelancer, whatever you want to call it. So we actually have 3 freelance bloggers who write for us, who ghostwrite for us on a monthly basis, and they combined produce 4 posts a month. The first resource that we have is that we get some inbound people who want to write for us. So that's the first thing that we do is they will say just, hey, listen, I really like your stuff. Want to write for you, and then we'll just say, hey, great, send us an example of your work. The second way we find writers is we go to blogs and publications that we like to read, and we will say, okay, hey, we really like your post. Would you like to write for us? Then the third thing that we will do, and our last resort, is we'll post a job application on Upwork or the ProBlogger job forum, and the last one is growthhackers.com. So that's how we go about finding writers. Now, for the application process, the things that we really look for is basically samples of work. We aren't so much interested in culture and things like that, again, because they are contractors. So we basically just want to say, can you give us an example of posts that you've written? And if we go and we send out a job application request and somebody comes back and they haven't written anything yet, I mean, that's an automatic disqualifier. That's basically the job hiring process. When we look for things, we look for how good is their English, right? Do they have a command of the written word? The other thing that we look for is what is their knowledge of the subject matter. A lot of people, like for instance, we're in remote work. It's a very specific niche. Right? It's not like finding a social media writer or something like that. So what is their command of the subject matter? And then finally, how good are they at research? So they should be able to go out and learn about the subject matter if they aren't specialists in it. Oh, and then the last thing we want to know is how fast are they going to produce content? Are they going to produce it over a course of days, or is it going to be over a course of weeks? Clearly, we want it to be produced over the course of a couple of days. So that's really our process for finding content writers. I know it's not like this linear step-by-step thing, but because they are contractors, because they are freelancers, we get the ability to just find lots of people and just choose the ones that we like the best very quickly.
Yep, I would say probably we have a stable of writers that we just distribute keywords to.
I was going to say, once you find 3 that you really like, that's more than enough to get 4 to 6 blog posts a month out that are 3,000 words a piece. So, we don't, now that we have our 3 that we really like, we don't actively go and search for more content marketers.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, and I would probably add to that, if you are looking to find a blogger, probably the most effective method that you could use right now is just go out and find bloggers in your industry and then reach out to them and find out whether or not they would be interested in writing for your blog, even on a contract basis.
Yeah.
That's really easy to go and send out a couple emails and see what comes back.
Yeah. The other thing I would mention is that there are these forums like HireAWriter.com, I believe is one of them, and they tout that you could charge like 1.2 cents a word or something like that. Don't skimp on the writers. Find writers who are good and pay them what they're worth. And we're not talking about tons of money. Generally get charged 10 cents a word. So a 3,000 word article we typically pay $300 for. We do have articles that are 8,000 words and we'll pay the $800 and things like that. So, but it is well worth it. There's definitely a difference between a writer who will write a 3,000 word article for $30 and one who will write one for $300. So you will definitely get what you pay for.
Yep, absolutely. And with that said, I think if you have any other questions for Greg specifically on how to actually do this, please ask them down in the comments down below, and we will see you in the next video.